G'day race fans. Sergio Perez, Valtteri Bottas, well, it's official. Cadillac, Formula One drivers, both back on the grid for 2026. The rumors were that Perez was pretty much locked in. We did make a video about who was a potential sidekick, and we thought Bottas would be the best pick of the bunch. It's official, Mick. We got something right.
For the first time in a long time. Now, look, man, I can't say anything but smart. Not many teams get to have that much experience starting from scratch. Like when we look back at teams like Haas, they didn't have that. Your first 2 years are going to be a development phase. Yes, everyone starts with a clean slate with the new rule regulations. Most of the current grid will have a massive advantage as they're not starting from zero, so to speak.
Well, it's a ground-up operation, isn't it? It's not like they've come in and bought another team out and then they've got the facilities there and then basically stamp their brand on it. It's a big operation. And you're right. You've got two, not just experienced drivers, race winners. They've both been in very successful teams, constructors champion teams, Red Bull and Mercedes. They've sat alongside probably two of the greatest drivers in recent generation. They're both probably chomping at the bit to get back on track. So I think Cadillac, you've made the right choice.
Two of the best number two drivers in the world. So now it's the battle of who's going to be number two and who's going to be number one. But no, look, you're right. Starting from ground up, you need as much experience as you can. Now you don't have to worry about your drivers because you can trust what they're doing. Like you said, being in probably the two most successful teams in recent history. You're not having to baby a new driver or a young driver, so to speak. That part's taken care of. They know what it takes to develop race-winning cars, championship-winning cars. And like I said, those first 2 years are going to be crucial in setting your team up for success in the future.
The good thing about Sergio and Valtteri is, yes, they have played the number two driver role recently in their careers, but they are definitely not drivers with massive egos. So I think from a team perspective, which is exactly what Cadillac needs, just as you suggested with the development phase, you've got two drivers that will work together. I can't see either one of them trying to turn the team into Team Bottas or Team Perez.
Yeah,
it's a very good pick. I think Graham Loudon's done a really good job here. Now, a reserve driver is still up for a lot of speculation. Nothing has been locked in. It seems to be that the reports are suggesting that Mick Schumacher is in the hot seat. I still personally think Zhou is still a good shout just because of the connection, obviously with Ferrari that you've talked about before in the other video, because they are using some Ferrari gear, aren't they? Zhou being a reserve driver over there, but also the connection, the personal connection between Graham Loudon and, of course, Zhou.
Again, if you're looking from a development side of things to start off, which is, what you have to do, because realistically, they do need to hit the ground running. We can't have another situation. I'm not knocking Haas, but we saw, they didn't have the opportunity to get the wealth of experience that Cadillac have managed to snag. So they really do need to take advantage of that. And I think Zhou would be a great shout.
Also, Sergio, massive fan base. Same with Valtteri, but obviously with GM, American brand, Latin America, it's massive for. We know Perez is a very popular driver in his home country of Mexico, but throughout Latin America as well. So it was a no-brainer when you, in hindsight, looking at it, it was the most obvious choice. But I think it's exciting for both drivers, particularly at this stage of their careers. I think for them, it's just an opportunity to get back doing what they love, but with the added challenge of driving a team forward, which is pretty exciting at that stage of their careers.
Yeah, and when you look at someone like Perez too, like you got to remember the days when Force India Racing Point went into insolvency and basically he funded that team. So when you look at something like that, he knows what it takes to galvanize a team, bring a team together and help move it forward. That's priceless, man. Like 500 Grand Prix, that's over 20 years worth of experience. Like that's invaluable. And they have set themselves up, not just for next year, but I believe for the future by having these two drivers, because they will set the foundations for success.
So what do you reckon? Next year, Las Vegas Boulevard, cruising in a Cadillac lowrider, maybe with some airbag suspension on it.
That would be cool. And I mean, they are both pretty cool cats, man. You can just picture it: Las Vegas Grand Prix, Cadillac, an American household name, two household name drivers cruising down the boulevard. One wheel in the air. it'd be pretty sick. But look, now we can move forward. 2026 is going to be amazing now with the extra two cars on the grid. My only hope is they deliver on a decent livery. Can't wait.
Well, I'm actually pretty optimistic with Cadillac because they've got quite a few colors. When you look at their emblem, they can use a bit of yellow, a bit of red. I think there's a bit of blue in there as well. Maybe pull out a bit of, sort of an American style. I don't know. They've got a great opportunity to put something on that grid that properly stands out.
I don't know about yellow. I don't know if I'd be a fan of the yellow, but it's amazing opportunity for both these drivers. They're going to set this team up for success, 100%.
Now, you viewers at home, do you think Bottas and Perez is the right pair to start off with? Or do you think they should have gone with some fresher talent on the grid? Love to hear your thoughts. Get them down in the comments below. And of course, we'll catch you on the next one.